How's it going? My name is Santino Zappia, and I will be giving you a presentation about my senior project experience. In this case, about shaping a surfboard for the first time. So in selecting my topic, I could have done multiple things, such as something along the lines of the music category or the sports category, but I decided to maybe choose something a little not as mainstream. I decided to shape a surfboard. So I've always loved the sport of surfing and just the whole idea of the beach life. The whole surfing lifestyle really seems interesting to me, and you never know, maybe one day I'll have a little surfboard shaping shop down by the beach somewhere. So for my mentor, since the unfortunate events that happened this year in 2020, I was not able to contact my mentor in person, but I was able to contact them over the phone and ask them for a few pointers. This was my sister's friend's dad, who was a surfboard shaper in the past, so I was able to get some things from him and his knowledge. I also watched a lot of YouTube videos, and that's probably where I got most of my ideas from and most of my mentoring from, was actually the internet and YouTube videos. So the project goals in this senior project, I wanted to learn the reasons about the way surfboards are shaped and the reasons why you do this and you do that, and just the whole science and art behind surfboard shaping. I also want to learn the purpose of each shaping tool and the process of using it, such as the rasps that you use or the sanding, or the type of angles you use, especially the glassing process with fiberglass and resin that takes many years to perfect. And finally, I wanted to ride the board when it was done. I really wanted to get out there in the waves and just hope it worked, and that is pretty much the goals of this project. So the final product, hopefully, will be a fully functional and rideable surfboard. I came up with the dimensions with my friend Matthew, who is a surfer. The dimensions would be a 6'10" board, 22.5 inches wide and 2 2/3 inches thick. So to start my initial research and some of the observations I made, I started again by watching many YouTube videos, going through and just deciding where I can take some things from other people and bring them into my own surfboard making process. I also read a couple articles online about different shapes and reasons for using polyurethane and epoxy resin in order to make the board the way I wanted to. I also called up a few surfboard shops down by the beach. I called one where I actually got the surf supplies from, and I just told them the whole idea of what I'm doing, how this is my first surfboard and I'm doing it for a class project. And they absolutely loved the idea, and they weren't hesitant at all, giving me some pointers on what I should do. So for the work schedule for this project, my plan was to work as often as possible, given the fact that we are on quarantine and there's not much to do as of this moment. I would work from I wake up till late afternoon till I run out of daylight. I would actually try to get sections done in order to get a breaking period, such as finishing one part, maybe the resin, this is an example, finishing one coat of resin a day so it allows time to dry and cure overnight. I was able to reach my 15-hour limit, and I actually went over that just because although I might have watched a bunch of videos and read a bunch of stuff about surfboard making, until you actually start to do it, there's a big learning curve that I learned very early on. So the steps in this was to first create a design. What kind of board do you want? What sizes? There's many different shapes you can make, for many different skills. I decided to go for more of a hybrid board, an egg shape, if you will, just to give me a base, easy model with not too many concaves and stuff to worry about. The next step was to buy supplies, so I had to go down to Long Beach, actually, to a surf shop called Foam Ease, and they helped me out with picking out supplies and everything that I needed to make the board. Step 3 would be to actually physically shape the board, and that would be done in my garage, as you can see by the pictures here. I spent hours and hours working on this, trying to get it as perfect as I possibly could. After the shaping was done, the next step is to glass the board. You use epoxy, or in this case I use polyester resin with sheets of fiberglass, and you saturate the board and make it pretty much water resistant. Then you polish the board after that, make it a nice shiny finish, put your fins in, and finally you can take it out to the water and surf it. So some setbacks that I had, again, this is my first time attempting this at all, so it was just hard in general to try a new skill, even on my own with nobody to help me. The one thing that really stood out as a setback was the resin. This is a 2-part resin that you mix together, and you have kind of like a time limit to work with it, and since it was my first time, it was a little hard to get my timing down, and I wasn't as efficient as like professionals will be when they can just do it, boom boom, and they're done. But after the couple coats, I did start getting the hang of it. I would not call myself professional at it at all, but it did come easier and easier as time went on. And then one of my last setbacks was just making everything symmetrical. As you can see, there's that stringer down the middle, that line, as you can see, and each board literally has to be the exact same on each side. And just by doing that by eye and by feel was one of the major setbacks I had. So this is the final product. I'll let you guys watch this little video right here. This is the thing that me and my cousin put together. We brought it out and we started shredding some waves. So you can check this out. Let's go. It was fun to take out, and I'm really excited that it worked. I wasn't really sure when I started this project if it was going to work in the end, but it ended up working great. It works, it floats. I know what you're thinking. Wow, this kid can shred. Actually, I wish we went to Salt Creek that day and the waves were absolutely pounding, and I wouldn't call myself anything more than a beginner surfer. So those last couple clips were of other surfers out there just, getting their shred on and pulling out of those curls. I was lit. Some really good clips I wanted to add in there. So all in all, it was a great experience. I love being able to just discover new things to do, especially during this time of quarantine. I was able to keep myself busy and kind of keep my mind clear of what was going on in the world, just focus on this one thing. It was awesome trying to think of the ways I could shape this board even without a mentor present, and just kind of like challenging myself in a way that I can trust my eyes and my tools and just produce this product. It didn't even feel like a school project, to be honest. It was very fun, and I would not hesitate to do it again and even try something different. In the end, I had a really fun time shaping this surfboard, and I hope you guys did too with your projects. Thank you for listening. Have a good one, you guys.